Well, thank you very much and good evening. It is a great honor to stand before you as President of the American Society of Landscape Architects. First, I would like to begin with a few acknowledgments. First, to Tom Tavella. Few of you know of the parallels between Tom and I. We both graduated in the same class from the University of Massachusetts. Tom is an undergraduate, I as a graduate student. We were both members of the 2008 class of ASLA Fellows in Philadelphia. I followed Tom as Vice President of Communications, and now I'm following him as President of the American Society of Landscape Architects. Tom, thank you for your commitment to our profession, society, your leadership, and your friendship. Just a few short years ago, I could not perceive of a time when I may be standing before you as President of the Society. After the 2008 annual meeting in Philadelphia, I had the pleasure of taking Gary Scott and John Mueller on a tour of our Fairmount Park system. I believe at that time they saw in me a future in ASLA which I could not perceive for myself. I subsequently had the great privilege of serving during the presidential tenures of both Gary and John, and along with Susan Hatchell, who served to shape my understanding of the organization, its important work, and the role of a leader. So I'd like to thank Gary, John, and Susan for what you have brought to my role. Thank you. I want to acknowledge the work of ASLA's Executive Vice President and CEO, Nancy Somerville, and the entire ASLA staff. The majority of the Society's staff is not educated in or has ever practiced our profession, yet they serve us, the members, with extraordinary skill, commitment, and at times a great sense of humor. We all owe them a great debt of gratitude. A special thanks goes out to all of my friends and colleagues who are here to celebrate this special evening, particularly those from Philadelphia. I am honored to work in a city steeped in the history of our profession and count amongst my good friends many extraordinary landscape architects, most of whom are at table 27. Finally, I would like to thank my father, Milton Focht, who has traveled here from outside Philadelphia to join me this evening. My parents have been incredible champions and supporters of my chosen profession, and I'm sure that I would not stand before you this evening without their love and support. It is humbling, thank you. It is truly humbling and exciting to serve as your president. Our profession is dynamic and powerful, and our society is strong and progressive. The diverse nature of our work positions us at the forefront of positive change on design, environmental, and many social issues. We are at a critical moment for both our profession and our society. Although the last several years have been challenging, much has been accomplished. The state of our profession and our society is strong. ASLA continues to operate in the black, and this annual meeting has been the highest grossing and second best attended in our history. Landscape Architecture magazine has been redesigned to broad acclaim, a major public awareness campaign has been launched, and The Dirt remains one of the nation's top environmental blogs. We achieved licensure in 50 states, and we advocate successfully on Capitol Hill and in local and state governments. There is much we can be proud of. However, our work is not complete. As president, working with you, we will accelerate this momentum. We will grow membership and finances, increase our diversity, advance awareness, advocate aggressively, celebrate innovation, quality design, defend licensure, and advance the Sustainable Sites Initiative. We will strengthen relations with our allied professions and cultivate new alliances to increase our profiles as leaders in planning and design. As president, I plan to focus on 4 areas. First is the power and strength of landscape architecture, to be loud and proud about our profession. Second is our natural leadership role in planning and implementing green infrastructure and stormwater management. Third is urban issues as our nation's and world's population becomes increasingly more urban. And finally, to encourage students and young practitioners to consider non-traditional landscape architectural practices such as nonprofit and public service. So let's go back a moment to the part about being loud and proud. As some of you may know, I have a somewhat low tolerance for landscape architects who tend to bemoan our relative small profession. I believe that if we think small and act small, our impact is destined to be small. Landscape architecture and ASLA should be at the forefront of important, I would offer even controversial issues. Our collaboration with the EPA, leadership of sites, and proactive advocacy on legislations are all examples of how we should act. I challenge every landscape architect in this room and every member of our society to proudly tell your story. Let us talk about our work because certainly many others are. Architects, planners, engineers, environmental scientists are all commenting on the increasing profile and meaningful work of landscape architecture. Landscape architects, you and I, can and should lead. We know how to solve problems. We synthesize opportunities and challenges to create cohesive plans with holistic and sustainable solutions. Please join me, other leaders and staff of ASLA, as we work with others to build a green, sustainable world, advance a global civic dialogue, advocate for design excellency, raise our professional profile, and spread our message of green since 1899. And above all, celebrate the impact of landscape architecture. I look forward to working with many of you and others over the next year. Thank you to Boston for hosting an extraordinary annual meeting. I look forward to seeing everyone in Denver next year. Good night, safe travels, and thank you.